Hey y'all, I am back with another video. Before we go into the conversation though, I want to say this. Over here, we have all kinds of conversations and we keep it real. People do all kinds of stuff out here. People are attracted to what they are attracted to, and there are different things that makes people's sexual boats float. And so we don't cast judgment, we just talk about it, offer realistic perspectives that will hopefully allow us as a society to achieve a balance in our understanding of sexuality and sexual behavior. That's number one. Number two, there are quite a few straight people who do watch my videos and have been watching my videos for a while and will pass judgment on a lot of the stuff and even accuse many of us of pushing a gay agenda. Oh, y'all trying to turn all our dudes gay. And we ain't trying to turn nobody gay. They already been gay. Okay, that's all we have in the conversation. Cause they been gay, okay? She'll rub some of them on my knees, make my knees stop hurting, cause they been gay. download men and trade have always been a trending topic in the black gay community. What I see a lot of now, though, are many black gay men saying, oh, well, y'all need to stop dealing with them DL dudes. Them DL dudes, man, they trash. They this, they that. Leave them DL dudes alone. And I'm going to tell you this. Most of the ones saying all that mess, they the same ones. They don't want you to date the download dudes because they trying to get them all to themselves. Hypocritical bastards. So they don't want you dating them and they don't want to be realistic about it. And a lot of people are in denial about the types of things that they do. And so we might get into some of that, but we're just going to go over some of the basic pros and cons. Now, there's some people who don't know what trade is. They don't know what DL dudes are. Trade is a dude who appears very masculine, very heterosexual passing. You wouldn't think anything twice about it, but he will smash a dude, okay? And what I notice is a lot of trade does hang with each other. It's funny because we talk about sexuality, but we don't talk about the different ways that men are intimate with each other, even if they don't assume a label or, associate sexuality with it. Men are more intimate with each other than we think. Okay. So, a lot of these dudes, they might have girlfriends or whatever, but they ignore the girlfriend and they will go and hang out with their homeboy in a basement for 12 hours, sitting next to him on a couch, telling him about all the stuff that's bothering him and playing video games together. That's intimacy. Okay. And there are also some of these dudes out here who will cross the line. They will cross the line and they will sleep with their homeboy, or either they'll come out and they'll be looking for us. Now, some dudes who date download dudes know how it goes. You already know what the rules are. You already know how it works. And so some of this stuff, you probably could just easily talk about it. But there are also a lot of young black gay men who are attracted to these types of men, and they need to understand we don't live in an episode of Noah's Ark. This is not Noah's Ark. This is real life. And so you can't go into these types of relationships with rose-colored glasses on or believing that you met, the man that you're going to marry, because that's not the case at all. I have dealt with my share of DL dudes in my life. I am from Southeast DC, and it was quite common to be walking home looking cute late at night and have a dude roll up on you in his car, either with his dick out saying, hey, you trying to get up in here and handle this. And this is not a dude who hangs out at gay bars. Some of them, they will talk to you about their baby mama. Some of them will tell you, hey, we got to make this. Some of them will be on the phone with their baby mamas while you in the car giving them head. Okay. And that's just the reality of it. It's no different though. It would be no different from him doing that with a side chick. The same thing that he's doing with this dude. Whatever type of relationship materializes from there is going to materialize, but you need to go into it understanding certain things. Now, I like to start with a lot of the pros. One of the pros is unless you done messed around and you done got somebody who just playing you, you done got one of them dudes who be down at the bar, and they be on the wall with their little fitted hat on trying to act tough until a Beyonce song come on, and then they go off, got their tongue hanging all out their mouth, twerking all on the side of the bar, security telling them they got to stop acting like that. Not one of them. I'm talking about like a real down low dude. One of the positives is that you won't have people up in your business. And the gay community is very small. It's very easy to start dating somebody and then be scared to go out to the club with them because you might be with a hoe. And this is not the slut shame or anything like that, but you might walk up into a bar. I live in LA now. You might walk up in the trunks with them, and then half the club know where their birthmarks at, how fast they come, what their booty feel like, and all that type of stuff. And that's a mess. Or they still got some drama with their ex or something like that. So that's one of the positives, is you don't have to deal with the bullshit in our community. It also works if you just like to be real low key. Some people like to be real low key with their relationships and with their interactions with whoever they're seeing. And so a lot of these dudes, y'all can go hang out, y'all can sit in the car, y'all can chill, y'all can talk. They can come chill at your place, which is probably what they're gonna do most of the time. And stuff like that. And so that can be cool. And I kind of like that part. Some of the other pros, of course, it can be thrilling. There are a lot of gay men who like these type of dudes because these type of dudes sometimes will make them feel like women. And it's a lot of these gay dudes out here, they got a lady deep, deep down inside of them. Especially the ones who be lying about being tops. They be ladies. And so sometimes, and it's nothing wrong with that, sometimes you just need you a man who's gonna make you feel like a lady. And they will make you feel like one. Some people like the way they fuck. Some people like the fact that you're just getting like a raw man. And that's, what some people like. If it's like a hood dude, usually hood dudes are very loyal. Me and one of my best friends talk about that, how, hood dudes, they'll have your back. Usually if they really, mess with you, they won't let anybody do anything to you. They'll come through, if you need a ride, you need somebody to talk to or whatever, they will do that. So they're real cool. If you are mature enough to understand what the relationship is, you already know it's not going to be anything deep. You understand what the assignment is. Y'all are there to have a good time, to bust some nuts, chill, and that's it. Okay? Don't be sitting up falling in love with these men talking about the Lord told you y'all belong together and all that type of stuff, because he'll probably slap the shit out of you. Okay? Those are the basic pros of those types of relationships. And I mean, they do feel good. They can be fun. They can be exciting, right? But you also have to look at some of the possible negatives of these types of relationships. And one of the big negatives of these types of relationships is there are a lot of these men out here who know that some gay men are thirsty for them. And the same way that they be going around sleeping with them big girls and stuff around tax season for them tax return checks and stuff like that, they will use your gay ass for a place to stay, for a ride, for a place to come take a shower at. They will have you buying them clothes, buying them food, driving them around, all kinds of stuff, and they will use you. I've dealt with one of these types of dudes before, and they don't treat you like a person. They have sex with you like you are an object. So they come in, they don't want to hear about what your day is. They don't care that they ignore your text messages and stuff, and then you crazy enough to answer the one that they sent, can I come over there and see you? And yeah. You jumping, and so that's how they're going to treat you. And so if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. One of the other negatives, one of the other cons that comes out of these types of relationships is if y'all do go out, be prepared for him to walk in front of you about 6 or 12 feet. Like, sometimes they feel very uncomfortable with you in public, and so if y'all do go out in public, they will leave you a little bit, or they will tell you, hey, I'm doing this and just meet me over here, right? Like, they seriously don't want nobody in their business. That's if they go out in public with you. Back in the day when we used to go to the movies, sometimes you would get these dudes who would sit 2 or 3 seats away from you. Even though y'all were there on a date, they would sit 2 or 3 seats away because either A, they didn't want anybody to know that they were gay, they didn't want nobody to know they were there with you, or sometimes you go out and they're on a date with you, but they're still flirting with women in front of you. Okay, and you have to understand that these men might be sleeping with you, but they also primarily are attracted to women. Dudes sometimes do have baby mamas, several of them, and kids, and you can't compete with none of that. And again, you may find yourself giving him money to, help pay for these kids, get on the bus or Uber, whatever, to go see the baby mama if you that stupid. Because again, they will do that, and sometimes they will take your money and they will go give it to some other woman that they out messing with. So I mean, and then you're gonna be sitting over there crying, listening to old Tony Braxton albums. Depending on what you're dealing with, some of these dudes are attracted to men, but they cannot admit that to themselves. That's very hard. That's very painful, and we already know sexuality, homosexuality, men on men, gay is stigmatized in our society still. And that's kind of heavy for a lot of these men, even though they're doing that, which is why I said it before. A lot of them don't wear condoms because when you stop to put a condom on before you have sex, you are admitting to yourself what you're getting ready to do. And so for a lot of them, that's too much. So that's why a lot of these men, they will be out here having raw sex, and they do spread STDs sometimes. And also, if you push it too much, they will become violent with you sometimes. Like sometimes they'll be so in denial about their sexuality that some of these relationships can become verbally, emotionally, and even physically abusive. And some folks are into that. Some people like that. Some people like getting smacked around and stuff like that. But obviously, that's not a healthy relationship. It might make the sex good, okay? Because I like to get choked every now and then. No, I'm playing, but it won't be obviously a healthy relationship. You don't need that. So you really just have to assess these sorts of relationships, because even in the gay community, it can be challenging to maintain a relationship and deal with some of these knuckleheaded Negroes. And so if dealing with the ones who are gay, who are open about their sexuality, is going to be as complicated as it is, you can imagine what dealing with somebody who got all that other type of chaos in their life might be like. Again, this is just a possibility. You might meet one that you really hit it off with and have a great time with, and that's different. And there are exceptions, and I know plenty of folks who had that going on, but a lot of times you're dealing with just these regular dudes from around the way. They just in it for what they can get. They there to bust a nut. They there to bust a nut, and you need to stop being silly and acting like you can turn this dude all the way out, because it's just like women. Ain't no sweet pussy, it ain't no creamy ass, and nothing else that can make these men do what you want them to do. That's something that a lot of young black gay men need to know, and it's also something that a lot of older, more experienced black gay men need to understand as well. And straight folks need to understand that I don't put labels on this type of stuff, but you just need to understand that this is another example of how sexuality can be trifling. Yeah, trifling first, but also very fluid. And so it's not anything to be upset about. It's just the reality. So please share your comments. What are your pros and cons of dealing with these types of dudes and these types of relationships? And what have your experiences been? Also, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. And if you're on Instagram, come over and follow me at SampsonMcCormick. I will see y'all next time.